Welcome back to my channel, Refined Rose, kings and queens, gentlemen and ladies. I got another story for y'all, another fable for y'all. So, this man was telling me he's abusive and he doesn't know how to stop it in his relationships. With each relationship, with each person he gets with, the cycle repeats itself. And so I asked him, how was his childhood? And he started telling me that his mom was a drunk before his daddy married his mom. And his dad would go around beating up people in the neighborhood they stayed in Texas. It's a small neighborhood, and I don't want to put that neighborhood out there because he said their family is well known in that neighborhood because of his dad's history and because of his brother's history, the criminal history. So he said, if I do a video about it, don't put that particular neighborhood out there because people know who they are. So he said his dad married his mom. She was an alcoholic. And his dad was like a big shot. People were scared of him. He started fights easily. He was a hothead. So his parents got married. And when his mama would be drunk or come out of her drunken state, she would be angry. Hold on, y'all. Excuse me. She would be angry. And when she would get angry, she would take it out on his father and start beating his father up. And in turn, that made his father angry. So he would take his anger out on the people in the neighborhood. He said because his father was mad because he was getting his ass kicked at home. So he'll go out in the street and kick some ass. He said the whole time he saw his mother abusing his father, and his father would just sit there and take it. And the whole time he said he'll be with his father sometime out in the street when his father was working for the city, starting arguments. And they all used to work for the city. He got the boys on at the city. They had 3 boys total. So one of the boys, which was him, he said, watching this, he said all he knew was aggression. All he know is anger. So his dad and his grandfather were whoremongers or womenizers. So they got a lot of ladies pregnant in this small city in Texas. The grandfather got a lot of women pregnant. So they have a lot of half siblings, closely related people in this small town. And as they grew up and got older, the one telling me this story, he's dated a half sister. He's dated a cousin. And family members, told him, hey, I think that's your grandfather's, that lady you're dating is directly related from your grandfather because your grandfather got her mother pregnant and they had her. So I'm thinking y'all are directly related. And they tell both of them this. And they're like, well, we've already slept together now, so we go just ride this relationship out. And that's what they did. He said he's even dated a half sister, didn't know about it, found out later and said, hey, I think that's your dad's child from this particular lady. They said, can't y'all tell that y'all features are similar and y'all look alike? Same thing with his half sister. Well, we've already done it. We'll just ride this relationship out. So he was telling me when they were growing up, not only did his father take his anger out in the streets on people, he took his anger out on 2 of the boys. And one of the boys, which was the older son, he said he treated him like the golden child. Nothing happened to him. He gave him everything he wanted. He gave him a car when he was 15, barely old enough to drive. He was like the token child for his dad. He said he never did understand why his dad didn't like him and the younger brother by his mom. So all 3 of these particular brothers had the same mom. So he said the mom would go to work and the dad would be home with him, and they wanted to go outside and play. And the dad would be eating a bowl of ice cream, sitting up in the bed, watching TV, and they would be tapping on the dad, or he would be tapping on the dad and say, "Daddy, daddy, daddy," over and over. "Can I go out to play?" And he said he wouldn't say anything. He said, so he'll get tired of tapping. His hands was tired, and he was tired of asking the same questions, so he'll leave and come back. Daddy still watching TV, done with the ice cream. "Daddy, daddy, daddy, can I go out to play?" He said he'd get tired and go back again, come back and do it again. He say, "If you go outside, you better stay on the street where I can see you. You better not leave this street. I'm gonna whoop your ass." And he said, as soon as his daddy said, if you go outside, he was yelling and the bed was vibrating. He said he jumped up and jumped back. His eyes was bucked. He said he didn't know what to do. So he said him and his brother would go outside and go play. And they would stay on the street. And they'd be down the street, but on the street. And the daddy couldn't see him good. And he'll make that little whistling. And if they didn't hear the whistling to come home, he'll get in his car and go down the street and find them and start whooping them in front of their friends, embarrassing them in front of their friends. So he grew up in an aggressive child home. All he knows is abuse. Hurt people, hurt people. That's what I'm thinking. Hurt people, hurt people. And again, y'all, this is just a fable. Everything I'm saying is made up. Nothing is rooted in reality. And this is for entertainment purposes only. So he was telling me about his mom. Many a times she was on the toilet. He say she was peeing, having diarrhea, and vomiting at the same time, her head between her thighs, and all this is happening, and they had to clean her up a number of times. So all he knows is drunkenness and bulliness. So he's a bully himself. So sometimes we're a product of our environment, and it's up to us to make that change and to become a better version of us and work on us before getting in relationships or marriages. And don't keep blaming, because he said, well, it's my father's fault that I'm like this. I can't help that I'm like this because I watched my father beat up people in the street. And it's my mother's fault, sort of, for her not telling my dad not to treat us this way. And I said, but didn't you say that she was drunk? He said, yeah, she was drunk the majority of our childhood. And he said, now her mind ain't right. She not thinking straight. Her mind ain't right. She can't do for herself anymore. And she's not drinking anymore because she just not right. He said, the dementia is a terrible thing. So then he was telling me how, I don't know if y'all used to eat syrup sandwiches, but I did, so I knew what he was talking about when he told me he was in the kitchen making a syrup sandwich, minding his own business, not doing anything wrong. He said he just got finished watching a Fat Albert show, making his syrup sandwich, pouring that syrup on that bread, drowning that bread in that syrup. And he said his dad comes out of nowhere and started whooping him while he's making his syrup sandwich from behind, hitting him across his back, his butt, his thighs, legs, just tearing him up. He said he don't know to this day why he got a whooping, because he did all his chores and all he did was sit there and watch Fat Albert the cartoon, and he went off and made a syrup sandwich. He said one night his middle brother had made bath water and getting ready to go take a bath and had one leg already over in the tub, about to get in the tub. His dad comes out of thin air, out of nowhere, and starts whooping him butt ass naked, just beating him. And he lost his balance in the tub, fell, hit his chin, cut his chin open, and his daddy was still whooping him when he fell. His daddy didn't stop, even when he said he was yelling, "Daddy, stop! Daddy, stop! No, Daddy, stop!" Even while he was yelling that, he said the daddy was still whooping him, and then his daddy didn't stop until his brother went underwater and he pulled him out of the water and told him to dry himself off. And the brother was crying. He told him to stop all that crying before I whoop your ass again. That's terrible. I can't even fathom that. I can't even imagine that. He said when his daddy was coming home from work and they heard the key go in the keyhole, he said they'd be so nervous. He said his younger brother stomach would start hurting, and he said he would just automatically just throw up. He would be so terrified. We never know what these children are going through in households. And they're getting bullied at school. They're getting bullied at home by their parent or parents. And then they have to go to school and be bullied on top of that. And they grow up in this environment and they become bullies themselves or become drunks themselves. Because this is all they know. Well, we don't have to stay that way because we were brought up in bad houses or bad homes as children. We can make a change. We don't have to die that way. We can do something about it. We can talk to friends, family members, go get counseling if we can afford it, go get psychiatric help. So we're judging these people as being bullies and abusive, and they were bullied and abused themselves. We just never know what people are going through or people have been through to make them the way that they are. This was just a short video. I want to send love and light to everybody. Love and light, and tell you that you are wonderful, you are beautiful, you are handsome. We need you. We care about you. We love you. You don't have to live like this. We get it. We get it that you was brought up like that. We understand. But stop the abuse. Stop the violence. Let's make this world a better place. Each of us helping everyone else out there. If you made it to the end of this video, that's great. That's really, really great. Stay great every day. Bye for now.